And good morning. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne, and this is Things You Might Not Have Heard for today, being Tuesday, the 1st of March, 2022. I am welcoming you to the program and to the extra folks. We had a little technical difficulties for the Monday, so we're allowing in the extra folks, people on my main feeds for Jay Cleveland Payne in for the Tuesday edition. And there was a lot of news that went through yesterday, but we had a whole bunch of fun news to get through today. A lot of things that we couldn't get through based on well, not so hard, but we do have a sort of limit of 5 stories to talk about. Now, these are 5 stories that you eliminated as conversational stories, things people want to talk about that happened in the past 30 hours or so. So here are some things that you guys out there using the internet, and I'll tell you how you can be a part of that feed as well, gave us to tell you to spread around the world, around the way. Plus one teaser story, a story that's going to come down the line in just a bit that might be of interest to you. So let's go ahead and get into those stories, if you will. Starting off with story number 1. This is one that's big for the nerds. It may not mean much for most folks, but it's one that will definitely reach out to people. And it's still Ukrainian war zone ish. So it's still in that vein. The news is basically overrun by Ukraine stuff. This one is world's biggest plane, Antonov and 225 Mriya destroyed in Ukrainian invasion. So what does it actually mean to us? Well, there's a lot of things going on in this invasion that mean little in the small screen of things, but there's a lot in the big overarching thing. But this is literally the world's largest plane. This plane built to carry a whole ton of stuff. It is as one said, the Antova AN 225. Destroyed during the Russian invasion of Ukraine. It lives in Ukraine, if you will. It's housed. It's hangared, which is not a real word. It lives in Ukraine, and so because of the Ukrainian war, for lack of anything else to call it, right now we've lost this landmark, this piece of science, this piece of thing going out there for the world to see. It may not seem to affect what you have going on, but trust me, everything is affected by what's going on in the quote unquote war. You're seeing it in inflation, you're seeing it in travel, you're seeing it in the way you make your plans, you're seeing it in how you interact with people. And yes, big things blowing up. This will affect the economy directly of Russia and Ukraine, and indirectly of all of us around the world. Let's move on to our next story for this morning. That story is this one right here. There we go. Beauty company executive fired for posting Sesame Street meme referencing Chingy, the N-word, and COVID-19. Now, XXL Mag is our source for this one, and what I want you to do is check out the comments, or check out the description of today's video, because I'm going to start trying to put in the links to all the stories so you can get the full view of what's going on. And this is one you got to see, or maybe you saw it but didn't realize that the head of Estee Lauder was going to post it out there because he thought it was funny. Yes, he's some white guy. Yes, he gets the context, but apparently didn't get the context of why it was such a bad thing to post it. I'm not going to reference anything other than the fact that check out the link. It's right there. You can see the meme. And yes, Sesame Street, the N-word, and Chingy. Didn't think that would pop in anything. And much as I love me some Chingy, didn't think he'd be a part of getting somebody fired at Estee Lauder. But, 2022, COVID-19, all sorts of weirdness going on. Third story for this morning: House passes bill making lynching a federal hate crime. TheHill.com put that in there. And this happened late in the evenings last night. So Ms. Pelosi and the gang were able to pass this bill. It still has to go over to the Senate. So it has to be passed over there and reconciled so it becomes a law. But this is stating out a pretty serious fact that, one, lynchings apparently still happen around the nation and they need to be addressed. And two, somebody has to actually point out that it's probably a hate crime and not horse thieves, because, someone would say, well, someone was stealing my horse. That's what they hung them back in the movies, in the cowboy movies. They were horse thieves, got hung all the time. That's not what's happening. Nobody's hanging people for petty theft. They are hanging people because it's a hate symbol, and that's what's happening. And the House is taking care of that, or trying to take care of that at least, passing a bill to make that, add that to the hate crime legislation. We will see if it continues on, if the Senate basically has something similar to go along with it, and it becomes real big law. Let's talk about Zenni Optical for just a moment. This is conversationproject.com. Zenni Optical is the place to get a great deal on your next pair of glasses, or multiple pairs of glasses. As I say often, I have 3 pairs of my prescription glasses, which I probably should be wearing right now, and I use them, have them strategically put all over the places so that whenever I tend to lose them, which is often with them on my face, I have another pair of glasses so I can get to them. I do that because they're extremely inexpensive. That's why I originally chose Zenni Optical to take care of my glasses. However, more family members, more people I know have taken me up on the deal to check out Zenni Optical because they offer great glasses. That's the whole thing about it is. Glasses are one of those things that cost a lot of money for some people can't tell why. And a lot of it is because you're buying name brands. But you're getting beautiful designer style glasses from Zenni Optical. You're getting all the technology such as blue light blocking and transitions lenses. They have sports glasses and all sorts of things, sunglasses. I have 2 pairs of sunglasses that go back and forth so that I always have sunglasses near me because of Zenni Optical. And Zenni Optical makes that possible because they're inexpensive. They're not cheap. They're inexpensive. They're great looking glasses at great prices. Check them out. And if you don't like them, just like the other guys, you can send them back. It works just like that. It's easier working with them than maybe working with some of the eye doctors down the street. So get your prescription, send it in, take a look, preview it online, and see what happens. Check out this is conversationproject.com/Zenni. This is for conversationproject.com/Zenni for Zenni Optical. And this is an affiliate link, so we get a little bit from this link. So we know that. So we thank you, as you will probably thank Zenni for helping you with your eyes. And the bestest story ever, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet are giving their marriage a second chance. Popsugar.co.uk is the source of this one. And it doesn't matter where this one, we're going to let love rule. Lenny Kravitz is off to the side playing guitar, happy as can be, because the beautiful couple that is his ex-wife and his bestest friend, Jason Momoa, are getting back together, or at least they're trying to get it back together. A lot of stuff is happening over this because Zoe Kravitz, which would be Jason's stepdaughter, is starting a new movie, The Batman, and there's a lot of effort going into supporting her and supporting what's going on. So with that, the step parents, that being, or the parent and stepdad, that being Lisa Bonet and I'm getting Lenny Kravitz in it. Lenny Kravitz is always around. That's the weird thing about that. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet are trying to do a lot more things for the step family in that way. Just like Lenny Kravitz is just playing love ballads to the beautiful couples all the time. It's amazing how those 3 are like the weirdest symbiotic couple of 3 people, 2 of them not divorced, that don't include like The Rock and his ex-wife and his trainer ex-wife's husband now and his wife and stuff like that. I don't know how that works in Hollywood. I have the one wife and all the exes aren't allowed in. That's just sort of how it is. Let's go to a quick teaser story for right now. Something that may mean something to you, may not mean something to you, but it's posting right about now inside of our feeds. And we'll explain the feed thing in a minute. This story is one that hits a little closer to home than one would think. It comes because I grew up. I spent high school and college in North Central Louisiana and have lots of friends who went here. My parents actually taught and retired from Grambling State University. And the big deal about this is not so much the university, but the football team. The football team has not been quite itself in a while. It's not been up to the glory days. And so the Grambling staff hired ex-Baylor coach Art Briles for a offensive coordinator job. And yesterday he decided he was a distraction because people were kind of pissed off about that, because Art Briles apparently is a horrible human being, and winning football games a little less important than hiring horrible human beings to run your programs. He was not the head coach. He was an offensive coordinator, but points are scored by the offensive coordinator, and he has a great football mind, but apparently, like I said, horrible human being. That made an issue. So Art Briles is stepping down from the job he's had for about 2 weeks, maybe. maybe 2 weeks, because he feels he's a distraction because everybody hates him and so they want him gone. That's how that works there. Let me tell you about the whole feed thing and everything else right now, what we're talking about with that. So we have a couple of sites that we want you to check out to as a part of the conversation project and things you might not have heard. Number one, theconversationproject.com. That is the main website where you can find details about what we do at the Conversation Project. We like to call it looking for the most conversational news stories and people who are the most conversational people around the world to chat about them. We have issues on all of our different projects. We have links to sponsors and partnerships. So if you want to help keep this thing going along, check out this is conversationproject.com and click on the links for the sponsors or the partnerships and see how you can join up and help keep things going. We also want you to check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Follow us on our feeds, as we call them. Facebook.com/this is the conversation project and Twitter.com/th_conversation. If you follow those feeds, you will see that every 50 minutes or so, we post a news story for you to like, love, hate, share, engage in. The more you engage in the news stories that we post online, the better the score comes up. Every morning around 5 a.m., we pull the stats for the day prior, which captures about 28, 30 hours prior. And then we go to the top 15 stories based on their score and you. So you basically, your engagement tells us what stories are the tops. And then we work from there going forward and let you know 5 things plus the teaser that you might want to chat about that may not be headline news, may not be mainstream news, may not be what's the main coverage because everything is Ukraine right now. But it's stories that are conversational. And trust me, you don't get Chingy news from Anderson Cooper. He's a cool dude, but I don't think he's bringing you Chingy news and Muppets dropping N-bombs anytime soon because, you know, he's got the kids and the war and stuff. Oh, by the way, happy birthday to Justin Bieber, Jason Eccles, and Ron Howard on this March the 1st. And also, it's Fat Tuesday, a.k.a. Mardi Gras. So if you are one to celebrate or just like to get drunk because there's no particular reason, today's a day to indulge because Ash Wednesday tomorrow is when Lent's supposed to get started. And one last thing that you might not have known for today, Australia, the nation, is wider than the moon. Check it out. I say check it out. So with that, we're going to say thank you so much for all of you being with us here on the normal channels, for the conversation channels, and of course the J. Cleveland Payne Facebook page, and those on my J. Cleveland Payne main pages and YouTube page. Thank you so much for being with us and checking us out today. If you want more of this, make sure you follow us on the Conversation Facebook page, the Conversation YouTube page, or my main page on Facebook. I'll pop in on Mondays, give you a little extra and see what's going on. In the meantime, enjoy your day. Enjoy your lovely day. We have what should be the second day in the 60s as opposed to last week being mostly in the 20s. And so we're going to take that without any ice because Arkansas is weird like that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, whether you joined us live or in person today. It's always good to have a little chat back and forth, and we will see you. Thank you, Chris Mack, for popping in for the live this morning. And if you're on the replay, let us know. Put your drop them in comments and we'll check them out later on, and we'll give you some love as well. With that, we're going to bid you adieu and get on out of here.